We love hip
like
hop.
last minute in the DMs, I got a DM email actually about Mark Moore, Prezidentah. So it says Toronto rapper Mark Moore, aka Prezidentah, was brutally by staff in the Atlantic Institution. He had a seizure while staff watched him do. I watched and did nothing. This led to the police to a police investigation.
Oh, he's getting out.
I don't know.
Fully
about
out from that?
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
He's technically like a serial killer.
Killer,
but
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yo, maybe
He's technically.
yo, man.
Well,
maybe,
like he was convicted for 4 bodies.
Yeah.
and one of those bodies could be one of those people who smashed him. I don't know.
And where's the Atlantic Institution? I need to find
Let's
this
find
out.
that out.
Yeah,
I thought in my head, I'm like, Vancouver or something.
Well, you know when these guys,
They get shipped out, eh?
yeah, they get moved around, bro,
Yeah.
over the years. Especially if you're a lifer, like you're not gonna do life in the one institution. Like you might do 10 years here or 5 years here, and then you might get into a fight and they ship you to another prison.
It's a province.
Yeah, Atlantic Institution. Where is this now? New Brunswick. Hope you're enjoying the video. Do me a quick favor while you're here and smash that like button so we can break the algorithm. And join the comment gang and subscribe. It's free.
New Brunswick is crazy. So in facilities like this, how much time of the day are you isolated versus interacting with people? Like, is it like very isolating where like you're in your room most of the day by yourself?
Well, it's a maximum security facility. Most maximum securities, without going through the details, are usually 23 hours in and 1 hour out, or 22 and a half in and one and a half hours out for phone and showers and stuff, phone and yard.
Damn.
Yeah. So you're locked down for the whole day, all night. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a lot of things in those hours.
Yeah.
Become a very smart man in that time. You can teach yourself a lot of things you didn't know.
What's crazy is that like he's over there in New Brunswick, and people would think that he would have gotten into an altercation over here in Toronto or in one of the Ontario prisons, but you just never know when you're in this system, bro.
You go to those like little hick towns, bro. And oh man, they probably were like, hey.
But you did an interview with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you regard him as the same type of serial killer as like a Paul Bernardo, or like because he's thrown in that category, but is it the same thing?
Now, you the name that you threw out there, Paul Bernardo.
That's like crazy because he did like R-word and stuff too.
Yes, but also it might be in the same category because, you know, when you think of serial killer, Paul Bernardo is not the face to me. It's more like a
Ted Bundy.
The next one that they made the movie about the other day.
Luca Magnotta?
No. The one that was on Netflix. Why can't I remember his name? Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where like Paul Bernardo, yes, he was considered a serial killer, but like he had the whole relationship stuff going on with his girlfriend, with Carla Homolka, and one of the victims was his sister, was Homolka's sister.
Yeah, it was more obsessive.
She's out too.
Yes,
yeah.
she's
living her life. I think she remarried.
Yeah. But I think I'll put them still in the same category because Mark Moore is, I guess, considered a serial killer by technicalities. But because he's a hood man, people are not looking at it like that, because then how many other hood mans are probably serial killers?
That's what I'm saying. I always felt like the term serial killer defined like a set of intentions or behaviors that a lot of them had.
Yeah.
Whereas like he probably just qualified based on the numbers. But I don't know, like
King Von is that?
Yeah. I was going to say, like, are there like notorious black serial killers? I feel like most of them are white.
Yeah. But in the crimes that they do, right? It would be like serial killer. Like a lot of white crimes are different from black crimes in a certain sense, right?
Like the definition.
The definition. So like what Jeffrey Dahmer was doing. That's like white crimes, but not to say a black person hasn't done it, but it probably wasn't up to that same level.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Per se, like black man growing up in the middle of a flipping hood and, you know, age of 16, shot a man, boom. Didn't get caught for it. By the time he was 19, shot another man.
Yeah.
Boom, didn't get caught for it. Then it just became a trend, right?
He's a driller.
He's a driller. So then people start being like, yo, you know how many caps that guy has?
Yeah.
Right? But they're not looking at it as like, yo, he on some like Jeffrey Dahmer shit.
He's crazy. No, he's just putting in work.
He's just putting in work. It's a difference from because of the habitat, the lifestyle that the places that they are, right? It's where somebody could be growing up and stuff.
Let's say there was someone in the hood who was only targeting like a certain demographic, like single females who walk alone at night.
Well,
now you might consider him a serial killer because there's some sort of like narrative. But if it's just like 4 isolated bodies, is that even a serial killer? Or are you just a driller at that point?
Well, it's like, okay, you can isolate it. It could be like, I'm a blood and I only kill Crips. So it's like, you're a serial killer now because there's intent.
Yeah, he's a serial killer.
You know what I mean? A string of Crips died due to one man.
You are a serial killer.
Even though it's technically just gang violence.
What if you're a hitman? Like a hitman versus serial killer? Like
he's still a serial killer until he gets caught. Until he gets caught.
A lot of people don't talk about that, about how hitmen could be considered serial killers.
That's their job.
I think it's until they get caught.
What if you're in the army and you have like 10 bodies?
You're a soldier.
You're a soldier.
You're a soldier, but like technically,
it's a job.
There was serial killing involved. You killed multiple people.
Yes, but you're doing it for the government. You're doing it legally. You're a soldier.
Okay.
You're in battle.
It's within the law.
It's within the law. It's like, you know, those people are supposed to be the enemy, so you have to take them out for the democracy of our country. That's the big difference. To like, oh, I'm just going around on the street and women that have this hair color, I'm just targeting them and then just taking them all out one by one.
Oh
you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to get that person off of the street. The soldier, we have to give him a medal for taking out all those people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So do we consider someone like a King Von a serial killer? Because I feel like just the colloquial use of the word serial killer, it just doesn't necessarily fit in that description. And I don't know if that's because it's so like racialized that like we're used to hearing like, okay, serial killer is like some crazy white boy shot up a school.
Ted
like,
Bundy,
you know?
Technically, yes. And Trapler Ross did the video saying King Von, whatever, Chicago's serial killer, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So in all technicalities, yes, but a lot of people won't look at it that way. It took Trapler Ross to make the video for people to be like, yeah, he kind of is.
And Charleston White was kind of big on that too.
Yeah,
pushing that narrative.
There's other mans who have just as many hats as King Von or whatever, or maybe more, and nobody's looking at them as serial killers. They're like, okay, well, you just got mad hats, bro. Like, don't mess with that crew. You know what I'm saying? They got Goonie Goon is in their crew. You know what I mean? Don't you know how many bodies he got? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the circumstances of what the environment. You know, to your environment. And I feel like a hitman would be more until he gets caught because it's a job, even though it's illegal.
But why does he have to get caught for him to be considered a serial killer?
Because it's a job. So what they had to do was, like, a detective would have to run around and figure out these hits, right? And then be like, oh, it came from this family. Okay, so now who's the hitter in that family?
Yeah.
Right? So now, like, it was the mob, right? So it's like, boom, they find out it's this guy. It's Sammy the Bull. Now it's like, okay, now they take it back to, oh, Sammy the Bull in 1987 killed this guy, and then 4 more guys, and then walked into a cafe, and then who this guy, the mob boss's head off right here. Like, and then after now, they got to prove that he serial killed all these people.
Yes, but I don't know if it's easy to call it that because he was hired to go get all those people.
And there's no connection between them besides the hiring.
That's what I feel. That's when I think they would label you a serial killer until they caught you and then figured out, like, yo, bro, you did these things.
Oh, these are just hits.
But then what are they going to look at it as? Like,
organized crime. Yeah.
With a serial killer.
M's that came off of organized crime.
Okay.
Where if it's like, you don't know why all these people are dying,
yeah,
you're just like, okay, there might be a serial killer on the loose. Until you find him, and then you're like, oh, you're a mob hitter.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
But you're still a serial killer.
I was going to say, like, if you order a hat, say you have like many hats under you, but you never did anything physically. Are you a serial killer now because you're responsible for the death of that many bodies, even though you didn't deliver the shots, but you kind of like placed an order for it?
Oh,
that's a good question. No, because you might be, because like it's still you're the one who's like,
you're orchestrating
I want these people. I want
gone.
all these people gone, right? So you're technically the murderer, right? Even though you didn't do the actual action, right?
Is that where the RICO effect comes into play? Because
yes,
now, like,
but is that person a serial killer? That's a good question.
Yo, he is serial. he's like a serial accessory killer. He's like a serial accessory killer.
Mm.
You know, he's like accessory. Like you're connected to all this, right? But you are the reason.
Yeah.
But you didn't physically do it. So they'd probably still be like, who the hell did?
It's
yeah,
like
but you still have to be sick enough to want all those people gone. So it's like, yo, you're kind of a serial killer.
You don't have the cojones to do it.
That part.
Yeah, I want to know who had the cojones to do it.
But there's a difference in time served if you're physically actually doing the drill versus like just placing like a
making an order,
making
an Uber Eats order.
Isn't
Uber
one hit,
isn't
add tip.
Isn't there cases where like a person has called for a hitman and then they still got caught before the hit got made and stuff, and they still go to jail for it?
Yeah, the conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
Okay,
right?
but that's less time than you delivering the actual like
hit.
murder.
Yeah.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What's his condition after this seizure and stuff?
I don't know, man. That's all I got as far as an update right now. It's just like the email came in this morning, and I was like,
what made them send him to like New Brunswick, bro?
I think he was in New Brunswick when I did the interview with him.
Oh,
right. So he's been there for a while, but I don't have enough education. I haven't done enough time, and people in the comments will say that you haven't done enough time to be an expert on this anyway. I haven't done enough time to know why people get transferred from place to place. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I've spoken to Heartless G, all these different people who are doing life.
Yeah.
And they're never in the same place as they originally started doing their time. It's always in Ontario they start.
Yeah.
And then along the way, they get moved to Quebec.
Oh, man.
They get moved to New Brunswick, Vancouver, all over the place.
Man.
I wonder if they have quotas per facility. Like, oh, we need like 10 more max sentence guys or whatever. Like, what is the intention
behavior.
Or the thought behind moving people?
No, also with behavior, they probably like if you're getting, good behavior and certain, they send you somewhere else.
They reward you.
Because there's another place where it's a little more.
No, because these are max to max, right? You're not getting lower down in the system as far as the security level.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the reasons is because this incompatibles, which is you got into a fight with somebody, so now you're incompatible to stay in this institution. We got to ship you out.
Yeah.
You know
to New Brunswick from Ontario? Or do you feel like there are multiple stops?
You made another stop before that, got into another altercation in that prison.
And you know what you're doing then.
Yeah, and it might be, you might be a target. People might be like, yo, anytime we see him, take that, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's probably always like by vehicle, right? Like they wouldn't fly you out to another facility.
No, it depends. I don't know. That's stuff I don't know.
Man,
you get a little private plane.
I don't even want to know, bro. I'm good.
That's enough prison talk for the
I don't
third
want
minute.
to. I couldn't live like that.
Let's get into the show, man.
Like
We love hip-hop.
If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip-hop.